very informal today. I kind of just thought about when I came in to do the 101, I was a little concerned. I wanted to do it because I know when you do something, you might as well do it right. So I was still concerned though. With an English 101, I had two factors against me. First of all, it was a composition course, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to make that work. And then the fact that these are mostly predominantly incoming freshmen. And okay, not only do they have maturity issues, technology skills are all over the place. Motivation and organization, which two of those you really, really need to be a good online student. So those were my two main concerns. And then the fact that I had never taught a full online course before. So I had some concerns as I started out. I pulled this, you guys will recognize this, off the website, but I've shared this with my students, and they did have these misconceptions. First of all, that it was going to be easier and take up less of their time, and they could work at their own pace. You know, those three things. Well, that's what I did in high school, so I assumed that's what this online course would be like. But then if you go back and really talk to them about it, you find out that it's more challenging because not only do you have the regular course assignments, your tests and your readings and your writings, but you have to incorporate all of this interaction online that you usually could just go in face-to-face with. That it's probably more time than sitting in a classroom, because you're not just there once or twice a week. You're checking in several times throughout the week. So they were a little confused that, oh, I'm going to have to be online, maybe 4 to 5 times a week. And then the fact that there is no really working at your own pace. At least the way I created my course, I released them 1 week at a time. And so they can work ahead throughout that week, but not any further. They also then, these are some things about, I wasn't sure I got to meet or interact with classmates or my teacher or get individualized instruction, and I won't learn as much. And some of these came from prior knowledge they had in high school again. Some of them had taken some online college courses, and there was just absolutely no interaction. It was, here's the course, do it, the teacher graded it, and unless you emailed the teacher, there was no interaction whatsoever. So I assured them that there would be a lot of collaboration. I would be involved in all the discussions. We would meet face-to-face or online office hours, and that seemed to settle them down a little bit. And that I had the same learning outcomes for them as I did my face-to-face 101. And so other than them having to add this online technology aspect of it, they were going to get as much, if not maybe more, than my face-to-face class. And that has been the case. Okay, I am a very, very visual, kinesthetic person. I move around, I don't sit down. You guys knew that about me. So to put my class together online, I was like, okay, how am I going to go from me being able to walk around a room, talk to kids about an essay, to having this on a computer? Because I go through composition as a process. I teach my face-to-face class as a writer's workshop. But I found out very quickly that I could do this in an online setting too. We could still do our pre-writing and our outline and planning and our drafting and our conferencing and everything just as if I was in the face-to-face class. How did I put this together then? After I got reassured that this was going to work, there were tools out there that I could use to keep doing my teaching style the way I like it. We started very, very backwards that first day. And I think it just hit me all of a sudden that, oh, why haven't I been doing this all along? I know I'm supposed to do it. I know I'm supposed to look at those core competencies first, but they've always just kind of been there, handed out by the department. It's on the syllabus. And I knew I was covering them, but I hadn't ever really looked at how do I cover those. So we started with those course objectives, and we have these course mapping charts where we could lay our objectives out, and then specifically from the course objectives, we went to assessments. So how am I gonna assess my students' knowledge of each one of those core objectives, those core competencies? And then finally, after all that, then I developed the activities that they were gonna do to learn those competencies. So it was a backwards process, but it really made a lot of sense to me. Then there were all these fabulous tools we learned about. I have used Panopto. That's where I put up my videos for my students each week. So I just give them a quick overview. Xavier taught us that, just so they're seeing you, maybe once a week in a short little clip, they're still getting some face-to-face time. I'm using the Zoom meetings for those students who would still like to stay in the online environment and not come to campus. And they have worked well. The students have not had any trouble because one of the things the program taught me was how to give them how-to videos that they can watch, and they can learn how to sign up for Zoom and how to sign up for Google Docs and how to do things on Blackboard. So everything was there for them in a tools section, and I'll show you that on my Blackboard. Google Drive and Docs is where we finally decided this was going to be the place where I would do my editing. And I was very familiar with it, so that's what the students then, a lot of them had used it in high school. So I think when we got to that week where we started in on the Google Drive, they kind of breathed a sigh of relief that, oh, here's something I know how to do. And so for the most part, they didn't have any trouble with that. Email has been my lifeline. And I think I would tell any of you who are thinking about going to an online course, it's not easy. And you have to really stay in very, very close contact because they have questions at all hours of the night. I don't reach over and grab my phone at 1 o'clock, but they're emailing me at 1 o'clock. So, the first thing in the morning, I'm trying to address those questions they have. And mine's because I have 3 sections, but they have questions all the time. And I am constantly going back and seeing what they need. And then Blackboard has been our base, where everything is situated. And no matter what I do, if we're in Google Drive, I still have to keep reminding them, you still have to upload it into Blackboard so that I can grade it. And that's been one of those, I think we've got that worked out now, but they're like, oh, well, it's in Drive. Yes, but you need to upload it too. Little glitches. When I designed the course, I had some things in mind, and I wanted it first off for freshmen to be easy to navigate. I thought that was really, really important. My daughter's a junior out here and has taken some online courses, and she said some of the most difficult things about it was she just wasn't sure where to click, where to find things. So after I designed it, I had her and a couple of her friends actually sit down and just scan through my course. Can you find this? What are you supposed to do next? And so I think I got that to where it's pretty easy to navigate. And I don't know who taught us this, but maybe that was Xavier too, that start here button that, everybody, as soon as you log on, you click on that and it tells you everything you need to do. I also broke it into linear modules, which is very easy for the students to see. And there's a place where you can even select that they have to go through these in order, that they can't click around. So there have been times where I've just left it open. There have also been times where I made them do something very specifically before it opened the next section for them. I did decide to release it 1 week at a time because I was afraid there were some of those kids who still had it in their mind that this is a work at my own pace. So I just broke it down for them. You've got plenty to do in 1 week. Plus, you need to ask me if your topic is going to work before you do an outline. And I need to check your outline before you do a draft. So there's steps to this that maybe in a psychology or a history class they might not have. Some of that is simple reading and going to a text, whereas I've got a lot of interaction with mine. I did offer them all opportunities for face-to-face meetings. And I just had conferences all last week, and 98% of my online students actually signed up for a face-to-face conference. So I thought I was amazed at that, but really happy. And they're like, we just wanted to meet you, and they'd seen the videos, but I was on campus at a time where they could all come and meet, and I gave them several opportunities, and I saw almost all of them And then we sat down and fixed all those little problems they've been having with technology. And I got a lot of positive feedback from that. And then Google has become my new best friend. Not that it wasn't already, but it's where I now know that this course can run beautifully as an online course. Editing. This is where Laura and I decided that they needed to first off have a USI Google account. Everything needed to be through their USI email, and some of them of course had Gmail accounts, so I had to show them how do you go in and just add a new account. They created a shared folder, and now each essay that we do has its own folder in there. I can see everything, and then when it's time for peer editing, they just share a single document then with a partner. Conferencing them, I can see everything on their Google Doc and meet with them during Zoom, and we can do that at the same time. And then their final editing, again, I had to show them not only do your editing here, but make sure, look how easy it is to download it as a Word document and then just submit that to Blackboard. So it's been a pretty easy process. What I learned, that anything worth doing is worth doing well. I've always thought that if no matter what I was doing in my life, take the time to learn how to do it the right way. So giving up those 7 or 8 weeks in the summer was well worth it. Thank you guys. I had so much support and wasn't sure it was going to happen, but you guys made it happen. You guys helped me build my Blackboard course, discussion board posts, tests and quizzes, technology links, everything I needed. All I had to do was put in an email or a phone call, and it was right there. So I appreciate that. And then I do want to talk a little bit about the Quality Matters. The rubric that came with that made it so easy to sit down with my course when I thought I was done with it, go through the rubric and realize, oh, I haven't thought about this student that might be in my class, and how even though I've got everything up on videos, I might have a student that needs special assistance with those. And it just took me through a thought process that I wouldn't have had. It wasn't an evaluation. When I sat down and actually went through, it was more a peer conference of what I did well, suggestions they had. Nobody was sitting there grading or scoring me on it. It was me and 3 others, and we were just really talking. So that helped make my course so much better. And even that I didn't have every aspect of it correct the first time, it was easy then to go back with their suggestions and fix it so that it could go through the quality management. And then back to my initial concerns, the fact that it was a composition class and I wanted to be able to edit with my students, Google Drive took care of that very, very easily. The fact that they're newbies to this, again, most of them are very, very tech savvy, and all I had to do was walk them through it one time, give them a video. You send them to YouTube and they can watch anything and figure it out. But those that didn't, those face-to-face meetings that I offered were perfect. You know, even those that said, I really don't even want to do Zoom, I just want to come in and sit down with you. And I think that alleviated a lot of their stress. And then would I do it again? I definitely would. I wish I had time, like Xavier does, to go through it 3 times, but maybe next summer. Okay, I do want to show you a couple of things that I was talking about. Here's the Google Drive, and what happens with that. Here's where I can get on and make comments. Here's his peer editor has been on with him. And what's nice about it is it's real time. We can be on together editing, or I can get on at a separate time and make comments. And what I like about the comments, there's a section here where I just make suggestions. It's not necessarily, I'm not fixing a paper. That's not how I teach composition. I do suggestions. So I can go on here and, oh here, I know what I'm gonna fix. Let's get rid of that second person. I can just make a comment, and then he can go back, the student can go back and decide, oh yeah, I like that, and then if they just click that, it takes care of it. Or they can say, nope, I like it the way I had it, and go back. So it's a nice tool for, and they can sit there, we can be in a Zoom meeting and looking at the same paper, and it can happen that way. This is what my Blackboard course looks like. Start here. So that's really been very, very helpful. And they could just go through that, and then I put everything, like I said, very, very linear. Step 1, do this. Step 2, look at all your technology requirements. Is your computer gonna work well? Do you have a headset and a microphone and a webcam? And then of course, here's all, you can send them to websites where they can get help. I put my course activities calendar on here. I put my syllabus, and then the helpful links, which over here, here's where they learn how to do everything. So I did put policies, Blackboard, help for Blackboard. Here's those course maps that I was talking about, the assessment maps. Here's VoiceThread, how to set up their Google account, how to go into their Zoom meetings. And each of you, if you've used Zoom or not, you get your own meeting ID. And all you have to do is send them this link, and they click on it, and they're right in the meeting with you. So it's nothing difficult at all. I did put some other links for the college down here, the IT help desk, and the library, but everything is right there. And then as they began, I broke the modules up into the 4 essays that we do. And then if you just look at a module, it's broken up into week by week. Now, and then I can control when things are opened and closed. This one's open again just for you, but right now I'm getting ready to close out week 4. I keep 2 weeks open at a time, so if they've missed something, they can go back, but then it doesn't get as confusing. And then if you look at the week, the module again gives them the outline on the side, and then they can just, there's their overview. I did go back and add this. I had some students who were trying to go back and forth between that course activities calendar, and it's not as specific. It just gives them kind of an overview of what we're doing. This one I went back in and added due dates, because a couple of them asked, when's the discussion board due? When do I have to have the first quiz? And so I just added this week 1 overview at the very top. So it tells them all their due dates. And then it just takes them down through each step of what they have to do that week. The quizzes and the videos, discussion boards, and then not only did they have to do a writing assessment, but they had to go ahead and upload it, so they got practice in uploading to Blackboard. So everything was situated in one spot for them. And then that's how all my weeks and all my modules are organized. So here's the one we started this week, and this is our comparison contrast paper. And it will take them through, we'll be doing the outline here, the peer editing here, our conference again this week, and then we'll move on to essay number 3. So it's pretty fast-paced. I know I have been asked about, would it work as an 8-week course? Not sure I'm there yet, but it might be possible. It would be really fast-paced. Okay. Anybody have questions that I can show you something specific?
So in the conferencing, you have the option of them coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you perceive that maybe more will join online after meeting with you that once?
That once, because I went over specifically we joined in class together.
Okay.
When they were there with me, so I showed them how to do that. And when they were in the conferencing process here, which would have been last week, they had the option then to conference with me on campus, and I had lots of dates available, or I had the Zoom meeting at a very specific time. And then a couple of people said, I can't be on campus, I can't be on the Zoom meeting, can we reschedule? And so I really did have 3 different Zoom meetings, but they were more one-on-one conferences with students. I don't know, I think so. I was encouraging them. I said,
Right.
you don't have to come to campus. If you want to, I'll be here. But now that you're more comfortable with it, I hope they're all gonna, I think I'll offer 2 times, 2 Zoom meetings next time to give it, go on a Monday, maybe in a Thursday, to see if we get them away, because a couple of them had night class. So we'll work for that. Any other questions? Yes,
I
ma'am.
have several.
It's okay.
Do you have any feel for who your students are as far as, are they traditional 18-year-old college freshmen who are living on campus, or are they every mix you can imagine?
They're all over the place. Majority are traditional freshman students that are from out of town. I'm finding that this is less and less of the West Side, Evansville group that we're really expanding into. I've got some from several states, some that are, maybe just from Terre Haute, but they're living on campus, and several up in the northern part of the state. So I've got, I'd say, 75% just freshman students, traditional. I've got the non-traditional. I've got several that are, one gentleman who's taking it so that he can get a promotion in his workplace, and his work is paying for his coursework. So he's very, motivated and driven. I've got a couple of moms that have little ones, so this online environment is the only thing that's going to work for them. I've got one student who it's difficult physically for them to come to campus all the time, so it was a perfect situation. So yeah, I've got a nice mix. And then a couple of just the non-traditional, hey, I just want to go back to school, and so I've got 2 that are my age and 1 that's a little older, so I've got a nice range.
Do you have any tips for you said you have 3 online sections?
2 online, 1 face-to-face.
Okay, so probably 30 students in each of those online classes?
25 is I think
Okay.
that for English at least,
Okay.
25 is our cap for 101.
Okay, so
And I think the online may be capped at 20. That may just be the English departments. I'm not sure about that guideline. No, you don't know.
I don't know.
I have 20
That's-
in the 2 onlines, and they're full. They are shown as full.
okay.
And then 25 in the face-to-face.
Okay, so you're getting emails from at least 40 students from your online. How do you keep track of, do you have some kind of protocol when they email you, they have to say what section they're in,
They
or?
don't have to, because if they email out of Blackboard, it shows up.
Okay,
So I show them right off the bat, when they send me emails, I want them in their Blackboard. And I
Okay.
put this up here for them, so that as soon as they send it, it attaches not only their name, but the section they're in.
Okay.
So yes, that was kind of a logistical nightmare at first, and then I was like, oh, I'll just do it through Blackboard and it'll show up. The 036 is my face-to-face, the N01 and the N02 are the 2 online courses. Now, I also went to that little site that we have where you can print out the class list with their pictures.
Mhm.
So I have that, so that anytime I'm talking to one of them, I've got their picture and I'm looking at it so I know who I'm talking to. And I've started to write some little notes beside their names, mom of 2, as I find out little things from them. One got married last weekend and, is on her honeymoon, and she's been very adamant about, I need to keep up, so here's what I'm gonna do. And then there's those, and I'm like, never logged on. Those kinds of comments, so that especially when that, was it tomorrow, I guess, or yesterday, we can put our NAWs in and do our withdrawals, so. Record keeping, but that's how I keep them straight,
Okay.
is through Blackboard.
What's your week-to-week time frame? Do you release the modules on Friday and they're due on Friday, or what's your schedule?
Sunday nights.
Sunday nights.
I either release, because most of their assignments everything has to be finished by Sunday at midnight. That's the end of that week. And either I'll go ahead and release Sunday night, or I'll release it Monday morning. So that some of them are like, I'm not even looking at it until tomorrow, so most of them I've started releasing on Mondays. And then it's got, let me get into one that was more specific here. The reading, I've got some reading going on, just because with composition, especially as we get into the different types of essays, they need to look at some of the content there. The quizzes are more, they're not difficult, but they're just, did you get the main points out of this chapter? It's really what I would probably do a discussion of with my kids in class, but I just wanted to hit the main points and make sure they got it. So the quizzes and then the discussion boards are usually due earlier in the week. Either I do a Tuesday, Thursday, or a Monday, even if it's a real quick discussion board. So they might even have something due on Monday night, but it's something that wouldn't take them that long to do. And then as we got into the essays, Friday became, it's gotta be to me by Friday so I can approve it. And then you have until Sunday to do either the outline or the first draft or the second. Yeah, so I've tried to stick with a very specific, Monday nights we're gonna do this, Wednesday this. Fridays when your writings are gonna be due. Yes, ma'am?
When you were assessing some of the problems with your students, what are the biggest problems they had at first? And did you notice if there was a difference between the traditional students and the non-traditional freshmen?
Mm-hmm. The traditional students are the ones who emailed me immediately, said, I can't figure this out, and I showed them how to take screenshots. And then as soon as I could see something, I found very quickly, like this right here, they were trying to figure out how to click on it. And, they thought that, I was like, no, okay. So, there's little things, and I've been writing all this down. Oh, okay. They're looking for something because here they can click. And it goes somewhere, and they're like, I can't get it to open up. Okay, it's not supposed to, it's just a reminder. So, but I've been writing those things down because, what is the one? Several of them had trouble. Oh, it was a discussion board, and I hadn't labeled it discussion board. I had labeled it the reading they were doing, and they couldn't find the discussion board. And it was just simply a matter of, I should have named all of them, so I went back through the course and made sure. Discussion board 4, discussion board 8. So just some of it was just terminology. But yeah, that was a big issue. Google got to be a little, people who hadn't used it, if they didn't follow, they had created the folder and then they shared a document with me, but not the whole folder. So once I showed them how to do screenshots and I could see what they were looking at, I was like, oh, okay, do this, click on this, and then it would get fixed. So I was a little worried about that, but just so long as they ran and followed directions, we were doing okay. And I have called. I've had 2 where I finally just had to say, here, call me, I'll walk you through this. And then that's fine. Anybody else? No,
Sorry, I had too many questions.
No, that's what I want to do is, I was very unsure about this, and now that I've been through it, I want to help others that, if you're unsure, this is a good way to do it.
I appreciate the one-on-one tutorial here. Do you require your students to buy headsets? Is that required on your list of
It's up
course
here,
materials?
and they don't have to, a lot of times I think they can just borrow them. Can they come here and check out things, or is this just for instructors?
We check out for faculty
Okay.
primarily, but I know the library has a lot of resources for students to check out laptops and iPads
That
and
have
stuff like that.
webcams.
Yeah, they have, at least my experience with the library is they have headphones, but not headsets with a microphone.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times the laptops have good enough microphones on them that they'll pick up. But yeah, I put that here in my technology requirements because we have had several Zoom meetings and we're gonna have required ones especially. They're gonna actually record and present their final papers so that they're doing a presentation. So I want them to get comfortable with it before they get to that point. So I just put it in here, and I think it's even in, if you look at the technology for the school, USI's requirements, if you're gonna take an online course, you have to have these things available. And I think most of them really do, maybe except like you said, the headset. I had one kid, he was just literally, he had hooked up something that looked like an old microphone, but he had hooked it into his computer and he was talking into it and I could hear him fine. So it worked. I don't think I told him, I said, you don't have to go out and buy a really expensive headset. Find something that works for you. Any questions?
One thing that we talked about that you didn't quite mention was your skepticism going into all of this. And how different is this from what you imagined immediately?
Really totally different. And my face-to-face class have gotten better because of the online preparation. I'm more in tune to questions they might have, and in a face-to-face environment, they might not ask you. But when they're online, they have to email. No, I think once I got into the swing of it, and it was just like, I love to learn new things, but I wanted to do it right. And I said, the support that I got, the quality matters, really gave me that backbone of what does a good online course look like, and make sure I have all those things in it. So as I said, the skepticism, I would love to just come back and do it one more time now, so that, okay, I know it's gonna be done well, but now what other things can I tweak? I'm more comfortable now, what can I put in there that's maybe some newer tools that, you know, students could use. So I'm ready to kind of take it a step beyond that. But yeah, skepticism is gone, and I would tell anybody, if you want to do it, you do it through this program and do it right. I can't imagine if somebody just said, put your one-on-one on online. It would have been horrible. So this has been wonderful.
This was the first time you taught English 101 online.
Online, right. I've taught it face-to-face for almost 10 years. So,
Okay.
yeah. So coming to it and then doing it online was a whole new ballgame. But I said, I think my face-to-face class is better because of this. I'm much more organized. I have everything laid out very, very specifically, because you have to be organized, you know, with the online.
Do you do Google Drive in your face-to-face class?
Yes, that's also how I do their editing in there. Now, we do, of course, in there, I've got the computer lab, we can
Right.
sit down in there, they can bring printed papers too and sit down, but they are tech savvy, and my whole face-to-face class is all traditional freshmen. So they like being online. You know, they're more comfortable sitting in a computer talking to the person next to them than actually talking to that person. So I learned that very quickly. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate this, and I will be glad if you want my email. I will help you through anything,
Thanks.
but if you have you on,
Oh, yeah.
these girls, you're in good shape.
I had them on speed dial.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.